morning, students. Myself Swati Thakre, your science teacher, and I am from Pratibha International School. Students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and taking the precaution against the coronavirus. Students, eat healthy food, drink boiled water, take care of yourself and your family too. Okay? So don't worry about your studies. Just go through the videos and what the teacher said, just follow that. So you don't worry about anything. I hope you all are doing study also well. Okay, students. So students, there are also some of the students are those who are not sending me or you are not drop any kind of worksheets, notes or assignment on the Google Drive. So students, please drop your assignments, worksheets and the notes, all the submission on the Google Drive. Please not send me any kind of mail. You just have to drop your submission on the Google Drive. Okay, students? And if possible, as early as possible, you have to drop that so that I can check and revert you back. Okay, students? So, students, in the previous session, we have just revise. Not just revise means we just see about some of the concept of the lightning. Okay, that is in the doubt clearing session. So, in today's session, we are going to revise this lesson number 14 lightning, but in the form of question and answers. Okay, students. So, if we have just revised that we have just revised the topics of the lightning lesson. So now in today's session we are going to revise question and answer of this lesson number 14. Okay, so that you will get idea about how to solve any kind of questions. Okay, so let's start. The first question is regarding the multiple choice question, students. These are also known as choose the correct answer one. Okay, just like your exercise. So what is this first question? See over here. I just zoom it. First question, an electroscope is a device which is used to find if an object is. Okay, what is our question? An electroscope is a device which is used to find if an object is. For what purpose electroscope is used, students? Yes, there are options. Option A, charge. Option B, magnetic. Option C, free of cracks. Option D, hot. So what is answer? The answer is A, charge. Okay, so an electroscope is a device which is used to find if an object is charged. Okay, so what is the explanation for this answer? See over here, an electroscope is a device which is used to find whether the object is charged or not. So it consists of two metallic strips which are closely placed. Okay, students, so what is the answer over here? The option A, charge. Next, second, electric current is to be passed from one body to another. For this purpose, two bodies must be joined by. Okay, whenever the electric current have to be passed from one body to another, what these two bodies must join by? Option A, cotton thread. Option B, plastic string. Option C, copper wire. And option D, rubber band. So students, which is the correct answer over here? Yes, think student, the electric current is to be passed from one body to another body. So for that purpose, these two bodies must be joined by. Okay, so the answer is option C, copper wire. Okay, students. So the answer is C, copper wire. So the electric current is passed from one body to another. For this purpose, two bodies must be joined by a copper wire. So why this copper wire, students? See, copper is a good conductor of electricity. Copper is a good conductor of electricity, while plastic, rubber and cotton are bad conductor of electricity. Means from the cotton, plastic and rubber there is no electric current passed. Okay, student? So only from the copper wire electric current is passed from one body to another body, as copper is a good conductor of electricity. Okay? Next, two charged objects are brought close to each other. Okay? Suppose there are two objects which are charged. So these two charged objects are brought close to each other. Choose the most appropriate statement from the following options. Okay? The A option is they may attract. B, they may repel. C, they may attract or repel depending on the type of charges they carry. And option D, there will be no effect. Okay, students, here I again read this question. Two charged objects are brought close to each other. Suppose two charged objects are there and they brought close to each other. What will happen, students? The answer will option C. They may attract or repel depending on the type of charges they carry. Here we don't know about what kind of charges are present on these closely two objects. Okay, students? So we don't know. So what will happen if two charged objects are placed one another or bring close to each other? They may attract or repel depending on the type of charges they carry. Okay, so here it is the explanation. If the charges are like charges, they repel each other, and if the charges are unlike charges, they attract each other. Okay, students, so the answer for this question is option C. Next, here are also certain multiple questions. Which of the following cannot be charged easily by a friction? Okay, students, friction means whenever we rub one object with another, at that time the friction is occur there. Okay. So option is copper rod. Option B is plastic scale. Option C is woolen cloth, and option D is an inflated balloon. Again I repeat the question. Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction? Okay, so the answer for this is copper rod. Okay, whenever whenever we rubbed plastic scale, it also acquires some of the charges. Whenever we rub inflated balloon, it also acquires some of the charges. And whenever we inflated the woolen cloth, it also acquires some of the charges. But the only copper rod, whenever rub, it cannot acquire any kind of charges. Okay, so it is charged, it is not easily charged by the friction. The next question is, the charge acquired by a glass rod when it is rubbed with silk is. Okay, whenever the glass rod is rubbed with the silk, what is the charge acquired by the glass rod? Whether that options are negative, option A is negative, option B is positive, option C neutral, and option D remains uncharged. So the answer for this question is answer. Yes, students, think about it. What is the answer for this question is? Yes, option B positive. Okay, so the charge acquired by a glass rod when it is rubbed with silk is option B, positive. Next question. Interaction of charges is called dash dash. Interaction of charges is called dash. The options are A, lightning, B, electrical discharge, option C, earthing, and option D, electricity. Okay, so what is the answer for this? Interaction of charges is called a lightning. Okay, whenever charges interact with each other, there occurs a strike. That means the lightning. Okay, now the next one question is the like charges. Okay, the like charges, option A, repel each other, option B, attract each other, option C, no interaction takes place, and option D, charge each other. So what is the answer for this? The like charges. Yes, students, what is this like charges? Obviously repel each other. So the answer for this is option number A. Option A, repel each other. Okay, students. Next. Here are certain short answer questions. Students, ignore these question numbers only. Here. See students, sometimes a cracking sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winters. Explain. This we have just seen in the previous session in the theoretical part. Now we have to answer this question. Okay students, what is our question? Sometimes a crackling sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winters. Explain. So what is the answer for this? Why this crackling sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winter, students? See, the answer for this is when we take out sweater, the woolen sweater gets charged due to friction between the sweater and the body. Okay, while taking out of sweater, what is occur? There occurs the friction between the sweater and our body, which results in the crackling sound. Okay, due to the friction, our body, that sweater gets charged. Okay, due to the friction of our body and that sweater, which results in the crackling sound. Now the next question is, explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. Okay, what we have to explain? Why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. Suppose there is a charged body and if we touch it, so it loses their charges. So why this is happened, students? Think about it. Why this is happened? You have to think scientifically. Okay, students? So the answer for this question is the charges get conducted to the earth through our body. Whenever we touch that object, which is charged object, so when we touch that charged object, what will happen? The charges of that object get transferred to us via our hand, and by our whole body, that charges will get to the earth. Okay, through our body. So here is the answer. The charges get conducted to the earth through our body when we touch it, and conductor loses its charge. Okay, this phenomenon is known as electric discharge. Okay, this phenomenon is known as electric discharge. Now the next question is, if a charged plastic straw is brought near another uncharged plastic straw, what will happen? Okay, if there is a charged plastic straw which is brought near to the uncharged plastic straw, so students, what will happen? The plastic straws will attract each other. Okay, because one of the straw possesses a charge and one of also doesn't possess charges. So due to unlike charges, they also get attract with each other. Now the next question is the aluminum strips in an electroscope as shown in the figure 15.1 are replaced by the plastic strip. Okay, here the aluminum strip which is used in the electroscope is replaced by the plastic strips, and a charged body is brought in contact with the metal clip. What will happen? Okay, instead of aluminum strip, here we use the plastic strip, and we just take a charge body in contact with this metal clip. So what will happen, students? So what will happen at that case? The divergence of the strips will not take place. These strips which are at the end of this plastic strip, that does not get away from each other. Okay, that strips does not get diverted. Okay, the next question is plastic straws A and B are rubbed with a dry cotton cloth. Okay, there is a dry cotton cloth. So whenever these plastic straws A and B are rubbed with dry cotton cloth, what will happen? They are brought near each other. What will happen, students? They will repel each other. Okay. Next, see, identify the lightning conductor and the copper plate. This is the building which have a lightning conductor. You have to just identify where it is the lightning conductor and where is the copper plate. See, this one is the A point and this one is the B point. So you have to give the answer. Where is the conductor, students? Yes, identify where is the lightning conductor. Yes, the A point. Okay, it is a lightning conductor. And where is the copper plate? Okay, B is the copper plate. See, this is at the earth level, that is ground side. Okay, so A is the lightning conductor and B is the copper plate. Now the next question. If the materials used for constructing a building were good conductors, do you think lightning will strike the building, and will the lightning conductor be still required to be installed in a building? Okay, students, first we just understood what is a question. If the materials used for constructing building, for the construction of building, the materials which we use, if that material itself is a good conductor, then what do you think, lightning will strike on the building, or will the lightning conductor is also required for installation in the building? Okay, students, so what is answer for this? No installing conductor is required if the materials used for constructing a building were good conductors. If we use the materials while constructing any building which are good conductors, then what is there is, so students, there is no need to install the lightning conductor in the building. Okay. Next question. During the construction of building, the lightning conductor was left hanging in the air by mistake. Okay. Suppose there occurs a construction of building, and at that time what will happen? What has happened? The lightning conductor was left hanging in the air by mistake. So would the lightning conductor be still effective? Explain. Yes, students. Again, what is the question? Suppose there is the construction of building. Okay, so during construction of building, the lightning conductor was left hanging in the air by mistake. So would the lightning conductor be still effective? Explain. Yes, students, think about it. Would that lightning conductor be still effective? Okay. So students, no, not really. The answer is it will not be effective because the charge will not pass through the earth. Okay, as the lightning conductor was not connected properly to the earth. So there will be no effect of that conductor which is hanging in the air by mistakenly. Okay, again I repeat the answer, students. It will not be effective because the charge will not pass through the earth as the lightning conductor was not connected properly to the earth. Next question, students. If air and cloud were good conductors of electricity, suppose air and cloud are good conductors of electricity, do you think lightning could occur? If these are the good conductor of electricity, what are these? Air and the cloud. So what will happen, students? Do you think lightning could occur? Explain. Okay, students. So what is answer for this? You have to think. These are the questions which are related to your thinking, students. How you think or how you get this theoretical part. This I wanted to check so that you have to answer that questions. What will happen, students? Do you think this lightning could occur if air and cloud were the good conductor of electricity? Obviously no, because lightning will not occur because the separation of charges cannot take place in conductors. Okay, separation of charges cannot take place in the conductors, hence charges will not accumulate on the clouds and lightning cannot take place. Okay, if these are the good conductor of electricity, then charges cannot, separation of charges cannot take place, and ultimately the lightning cannot also take place. Okay, students. The next question is, you might have observed on a dry day that when you touch the screen of a television or computer monitor with a picture tube, you get a slight shock. Why does it happen? You also seen, students, at your home also, when you might observe on the dry day, when you touch, on the dry day means there is no rain at all. Okay, on that day when you touch the screen of the television or computer monitor which have the picture tube, you get a slightly shock when you touch to the television, to the TV or any computer monitor. Why does it happen, students? Why you get the shock? So the answer for this question is the electric charges are get accumulated on the screen. So on touching the screen, these charges discharge through our body and thus we get a slight shock over there. Okay, students. Now the next question. Explain how does lightning conductor protect a building from getting struck by lightning? We know that what is the purpose of lightning conductor. So what is the purpose? To protect the building from the lightning. So but how it is protected? How it protects the building from lightning? So this is answer, students. See over here. Lightning conductor conducts the charge to the earth. Hence charge will not accumulate on the building, and this protects the building from getting struck by the lightning. Okay, what is the function of lightning conductor? Lightning conducts that charges to directly to the earth, and hence the charge will not accumulate on the building, and that's why the buildings are protected from getting struck by the lightning. Okay, now next question. See, this question is little bit lengthy. So just go through this question and understand what is the question. In an electroscope, if a negatively charged body is brought in contact with a metal clip, the strips of the electroscope diverges. Okay, when we brought in contact with the metal clip, a negatively charged body, the strips which are present in the electroscope get diverges. And if now another charged body carrying an equal amount of positive charge is brought in contact with the clip, what will happen? You have to think practically also, scientifically also over here, students. So what is the solution for this? If the clip of the electroscope get contact with the positive charge object, then the negatively charged provided earlier will get neutralized. Okay, first time it have the negative charge, so whenever we brings in contact with the positive charge body, what will happen? They will get neutralized and strips will collapse. Okay, students, here I again repeat the same answer. If the clip of the electroscopic gets contact with the positively charged object, then the negative charge which is provided earlier will get neutralized and the strips will collapse. Okay. Next question. The strips of an electroscope diverge when a charged body is brought in contact with the metal clip. Now, the clip is touched gently by our hand. Here, we cannot use any charged body. We just here touch by our hand. So, what will happen to these strips? And explain. See students, if we touch the strips of electroscope by the hand, the charge in the electroscope strips will get discharged through our hand and that strips will come back to the original position just like at the previously state. Okay. So what will happen to these strips? That strips will come back into the original position and the charges which are present in that strips get discharged and transferred to our hands, and from our hands, from our body, it will goes to the earth. Explain why it is safer to use a wireless telephone instead of landline telephone during lightning. We have just see over here in the previous session, there are certain safety precautions which we have to take while lightning. So this is also one of the safety precaution, that is we have to use the wireless phone instead of landline phone. So why we have to use such type of phones? So students, answer for this question is lightning is a process of electrical discharge. Okay, what is the process of lightning? It is the electrical discharge. So during lightning, electric charge may pass through landline telephone wire, which is dangerous. Okay, so during lightning, the electric charge may pass through the landline telephone wires, which is dangerous. So hence it is safer to use a wireless telephone instead of landline telephone during the lightning. Okay, there is a chances of getting discharge of charges onto the wires of this telephone. That's why we have to avoid the landline telephone and use the wireless telephones. Okay students, next question. Now next are the long answer questions. How you have to write long answer questions? See in this way students. The question is, explain how lightning takes place. Okay, how the lightning takes place students? See over here, it is the answer for this question. During the development of a thunderstorm, The air currents move upwards while the water droplets move downwards. Okay, the air currents, the warm air get move upward, and while the droplets get downward. So this vigorous movement of air current causes the separation of charges. The positive charges collect near the upper edge of the cloud, while the negative charges accumulate near the lower edges. So there is an accumulation of positive charges near the ground. Also on the ground, what kind of charges are there? Positive charges. So when the magnitude of accumulated charges become large, the air cannot resist their flow. As a result, the negative and positive charges meet and producing a streak of bright light and sound called as lightning. Okay, students, understood how lightning takes place? Now, next. What precautions would you take if lightning occurs while you are outside the house? Okay, so if you are outside the house and you wanted to take certain precautions, and if there is lightning, so what kind of precautions you would take if lightning occurs, students? So think about it. Yes, anybody student can tell me what are the precautions you should take uh, while you are outside the house. Yes, students, which students tell me first answer? So student, answer for this question is stay away from the open vehicles like motorbikes, tractors, construction machinery and open cars. Okay, first, what is the precautions which one should have take? The stay away from open vehicle like motorbikes, tractors, construction machinery and open cars. Do not take shelter in open fields, tall trees, shelters in the park and elevated places. Okay, do not carry an umbrella when it is lightning. Stay away from poles and other metallic objects also. And the last one, squat low on the ground. Place your hands on your knees. Okay, squat low on the ground. Place your hands on your knees with your head between the hands. Okay, so these are the certain precautions which would be take if lightning occurs while you are outside the house. Okay, now next one question is if the metal clip used in the electroscope is replaced by an ebonite rod and charged body is brought in contact with it, will there be any effect on the aluminum strips? Explain. Okay, so students, here I again repeat the same questions over here. If the metal clip used in the electroscope, okay, what is that? The metal, sorry students, if, so students, what is the answer for this? If the metal clip used in the electroscope is replaced by an ebonite rod and a charged body is brought in contact with it, aluminum strips will not show any repulsion. Again, you have to understand this question first. What is this question? If a metal clip used in the electroscope is replaced by an ebonite rod, okay, here we just replace that metal clip by the ebonite rod and a charged body is brought in contact with this ebonite rod. So will there be any effect on the aluminum strips? So students, what is answer for this? See over here, if the metal clip used in the electroscope is replaced by an ebonite rod and a charged body is brought in contact with the aluminum strips will not show any repulsion. Okay, so any charge will not get transferred to the ebonite rod as it is an insulator. Insulator means it cannot allow any kind of transfer of charges. Okay, students, so that's why the aluminum strips will not show any kind of repulsion. Explain why a charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another charged balloon. Why this is so, students? Why the charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another charged balloon? So what is the answer for this? Yes, students, think about it. What is the answer? See, the answer is the surface charge on the balloons are of the same nature, hence they are get repelled. When a charged balloon is brought near an uncharged balloon, due to the induction of charges, it acquires the charges which are opposite in nature with that of the charged balloon. Okay, so suppose there is uncharged balloon and one is the charged balloon, so both possesses the opposite charges. So as unlike charges attract each other and the uncharged balloon gets attracted by the charged balloon. Okay, see over here, describe with the help of diagram an instrument which can be used to detect a charged body. See, here we have to describe the instrument which we used for measuring or for detecting the charged body. What is this instrument, students, over here? Yes, anybody identify this instrument? What is this instrument? This instrument is nothing but the electroscope. So what is this? See over here, it consists of a metal rod on which two leaves of aluminium foils are there. Instead of aluminium foil, we also use the gold foil. So that's why we name it as gold leaf electroscope. Okay. So here in this figure, it consists of a metal rod on which two leaves of aluminium foil are fixed to one end and a metal disc at the other end. At one end, what are these? These are the two leaves of aluminium foil at one end of the metal rod, and at the other end there is a metallic disc at the other end. So leaves are kept inside the conical flask. These leaves we have to keep inside the conical flask and it is corked to isolated it from the atmospheric air. When the charged body comes in contact with the metal disc, see over here, students, just like this charged body which is keep with the hand. So this charged body when comes in contact with the metal disc, the aluminium leaves move away. See over here, just like this. These aluminium leaves move away from each other because some charges get transferred to the aluminium leaves through this metal rod. Okay, through this metal rod, some of the charges get to the aluminium leaves through the metal rod. So this process is called charging by the conduction. So the charges on the leaves and the charges or the charged body are of same in nature. Thus the leaves of the aluminium repel with each other. As these charges are same, that's why they get repel with each other. And if the body is not charged, then they would attract with each other. If there is no body which is come in contact with this rod, okay, so what will happen that case? They would get attract with each others. Okay, students, so this is about the construction of electroscope, how it works. Okay, now next one, answer the question, what is an electroscope? What is this electroscope, students? A device which is used for detecting the presence and determining the presence of electric charges by means of electrostatic attraction and repulsion. It's called electroscope. Here I again repeat the answer, students. A device for detecting the presence and determining the presence of electric charge by means of electrostatic attraction and repulsion is called electroscope. Now the second question is define earthing. What is earthing, students? So the process of transferring of charge. The process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. What is earthing? The process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. The next question is, what is the main purpose of providing earthing in the buildings? So what is the purpose of providing earthing in the buildings, students? So the answer for this question is, they can occur an accidental or unattended leakage of electric current over the building. Okay, there can occur any accidental or unattended leakage of electric current or accidentally lightning occur over the building. So what will happen during monsoon? There are chances of live wire coming in contact with the building wall. Okay, so there are chances of come of the live wire with the contact with building walls. So in such cases, earthing helps to divert the current to the earth in order to protect us from getting an electric shock. So therefore, the main purpose of providing earthing is in building is to protect ourselves from the electric shock due to any leakage of electric current. Okay, students. The next question is, why does a plastic comb rubbed with dry hair attract tiny pieces of paper? This experiment we also seen at our regular lecture. Okay, students. So what does this plastic comb rubbed with the dry hair attracts tiny pieces of paper? Because the plastic comb gets electrically charged due to rubbing. Due to the rubbing, what will happen? This plastic comb get electrically charged and therefore it attracts the tiny pieces of paper which are neutral one. So the charged body can attract the uncharged body. What do you mean by the lightning conductor? Here this question is also comes in another way. So what is lightning conductor? Lightning conductor is a device which is used to protect building from the damaging effect of lightning. So it runs from top to the bottom along the outer wall of the buildings or any other object which is to be protected. So if lightning strikes the building or any other objects, then the lightning conductor provides an easy and direct path for lightning bolt to pass to the ground without affecting them. So whenever lightning occurs, the charges get directly flows to the earth instead of getting any effect on the buildings. Okay, students. So this is about the lightning conductor. What is next question, students? Explain the process of occurrence of lightning. How lightning occurs? This also we have seen, but the question is another. Okay, so in this is the same question, but it is asked in another way. What is this question? Explain the process of occurrence of lightning. So what will happen during the development of thunderstorm? The air current move upwards while the water droplets move downwards. So these vigorous movement causes the separation of charges. The positive charges get collected near the upper edges of the cloud, while the negative charges get accumulated near the lower edges. So there is accumulation of positive charges on near the ground also. So when the magnitude of these accumulated charges become very large, the air, which is normally a poor conductor of electricity, is no longer able to resist their flow. So what will happen? The negative and the positive charges get met and they produce the streaks of bright light and sound. So we can see this streak as a lightning. So the process is called as electric discharge. So the process of electric discharge can occur between the two or more clouds or between the clouds and the earth. So this process is nothing but the lightning. Okay. Next question is, explain the precautions to be taken during the lightning or the thunderstorm. So there are several precautions which we have to take while going outside the house during the lightning. So what are these precautions, students? See over here, find a safe place indoor. Okay, no outdoor place is safe during lightning and thunderstorm. So what you have to do, a house or a building is a safe place. If you are traveling by car or by bus, you are safe inside with windows and doors of the vehicle shut. Okay, if these are shut, then you are protected inside it. Second one, carrying an umbrella is not at all a good idea during the thunderstorm. So if in a forest, they take the shelter under the shorter trees, not on the long trees, because long trees possess certain positive charges. If no shelter is available and you are in an open field, what you have to do? Stay far away from all the trees. Stay away from the poles or other metallic objects. Next one is, do not lie on the ground. Instead, squat low on the ground. Place your hands on your knees with your head between the hands. So this position will make you the smallest target to be struck. So next is, inside the house, lightning can strike telephone cords also, electric wires and metal pipes. So during thunderstorm, contact with these should be avoided. Okay, it is safer to use mobile phones or the cordless phones. However, it is not wise to call up a person who is receiving your phone through a wire phone. Okay, next one is, the bathing should be avoided during thunderstorm to avoid the contact with the running water. And the next one and the last one is, the electric appliances like computers, TVs, etc. should be unplugged. Okay, electric lights can remain on, so they do not cause any harm. Okay students, so these all are certain precautions which are to be taken during the lightning or thunderstorm. So students, thank you all. I hope all of you get all the points in the fashion of question and answer. You will get idea how the answer to the questions right. Okay students, so these are just the practice question answers. Don't take it as just like uh, means you don't think that these questions are asked to the exams or not. So student, just we are revised over here, because some of the students ask me question that whether these questions are come in the exam or not. So students, don't think like that these questions are come or not. You have to just study in the way that you should know the topic of that lesson. Okay students, so Again, I tell you that you just go through your textbook, go through the videos which I have sent you the video links. Okay, so you will get what is the topic and just correlate what are these question answers, and you also get these answers or not when you read the questions. Okay, students, and if you have any queries regarding these videos, please feel free to ask me, students. You can send your queries to this mail id. This is my mail id, viicct@pratibhaintschool.org. And don't forget to give a comment in the comment box, as it is mandatory and as it is considered as your presentee. Okay, students, and also I again tell you that the students who have write their notes, please complete their notes and also submit your notes worksheet from the first video till this video, and all the assignments. Drop these all this submission on the Google Drive. Please don't send it to me on the mail id. And while putting these on the Google Drive, you have to put these in the JPG image form. Okay, not in the PDF form, students. Okay, thank you.